Ronit, can you please check it on YouTube if our live session is visible there?
Sir, 1 minute.
And I hope so. I think it is, because I can get that icon live here. So I hope so. Most probably it is there itself. And let me know that as you see that. Let me know that.
Sir, 1 minute. Sir, yes, it is live.
Oh, it is live. I think it will be visible on the screen as well. Now इसमें ये
Yes.
कोई नहीं है कि आपको like only we have to speak in English, क्योंकि आपको understanding करवानी है मैंने. तो then you are for the first, I think you are understanding it for the first time, और पहले भी किया आपने?
Sir, first time.
First time. Okay, so that is why I will keep it bilingual so that you may understand it properly, ताकि आपको सारी चीज समझ आए properly. और मेरे को बता देना जब सारे वो आपके साथ वाले वो ज्वाइन करेंगे, ताकि
Okay, sir.
they will also be able to get the benefit of it. So
Okay.
shall I start or shall I wait for them? Tell me that.
Sir, your wish.
I'll go by like starting itself, and if they want to actually see that one, then they can actually come and join there on. और उसके बाद अगर वो देखना चाहेंगे starting से, तो फिर वो YouTube पे देख सकते हैं ना. They can see.
Okay.
Okay then. So let us start with it. सबसे पहले आपको full form पता होनी चाहिए इसकी. Like basically full form क्यों पता होनी चाहिए? Obviously जिस चीज को हम करने जा रहे हैं, at least हमें उसके बारे में basically पता होना चाहिए कि क्या है. Do you know the full form of ELTS exam?
Sir, no.
तो ये सबसे पहले तो I का मतलब क्या होता है? इंटरनेशनल. इंटरनेशनल का मतलब, what is the meaning of international? इंटरनेशनल मतलब after the national, और देशों के बीच में, और like if you want to talk about more than your national, it's not nation wise, it is international. When we say it's global something, if it is global और दुनिया के पूरे तौर पे हम बात करते हैं, that is what it is. Like IELTS में सबसे पहली चीज हमें ये पता होनी चाहिए कि that whatever test we are talking about, that is valid for more than one country. मतलब एक कंट्री के ऊपर नहीं है, कई सारी कंट्रीज हैं जो इसमें कवर हो जाती हैं आइल्स में. तो इसी वजह से आई फॉर इंटरनेशनल. उसके बाद ई फॉर सबको पता है कि जो हम कर रहे हैं वो क्या है, हम इंग्लिश सीख रहे हैं, दैट इज इंग्लिश. इंटरनेशनल इंग्लिश. एल फॉर लैंग्वेज. लैंग्वेज का मतलब होता है भाषा. लैंग्वेज टेस्टिंग. ऐसे क्या हो सकता है? सिस्टम. इट इज इंटरनेशनल इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज टेस्टिंग सिस्टम. तो आपकी इंग्लिश को चेक करने के लिए एक सिस्टम बनाया है, एंड देन बेस्ड अपॉन दैट वन कि आपके जो बैंड स्कोर आते हैं, ठीक है, इसमें ये एक मॉड्यूल है, दैट इज व्हाई इट इज रिटन IELTS स्पीकिंग. ठीक है, तो स्पीकिंग में पहले आपको स्कोर दिया जाता है. इट्स नॉट ओनली लाइक, ऐसा नहीं है, कोई टेकन फॉर ग्रांटेड नहीं है इस चीज में कि स्पीकिंग का टेस्ट पहले आएगा बाद में आएगा. इट कैन बी एनी वे, बट द थिंग इज इट इज वन ऑफ द मॉड्यूल. तो बाकी तीन कौन से मॉड्यूल हो सकते हैं? लिसनिंग, रीडिंग एंड राइटिंग. LRW टेस्ट अलग तरीके से होता है, ठीक है. तो स्पीकिंग वाला टेस्ट एक सेपरेट डे में होता है. तो उसमें क्या क्या होता है, दैट वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट ऑल दोज डिटेल्स. ठीक है. व्हाट डज इट से इंटर सॉरी IELTS स्पीकिंग इज वन टू वन इंटरेक्शन. वन टू वन इंटरेक्शन मतलब इसमें कोई बोर्ड नहीं आपका टेस्ट ले रहा होता. यहाँ पे एक बंदा एक बंदे के साथ बात करता है. ऐसा नहीं है कि 10 बंदे एक बंदे के साथ बात करते हैं. ऐसी कोई ये बोर्ड रूम वाली इंटरव्यू नहीं है. इट्स वन ऑन वन इंटरव्यू. सो दैट इज व्हाई इट इज एन इजी एग्जाम. ठीक है. तो दे वांट टू चेक इट आउट लाइक वेदर यू कैन कम्युनिकेट विद द पीपल और नॉट. सो दैट इज व्हाई दे कीप इट वन टू वन इंटरेक्शन बिटवीन कैंडिडेट एंड एन एग्जामिनर. तो एक एग्जामिनर बैठता है और एक कैंडिडेट होता है. अगर कैंडिडेट है उसका नंबर भी होएगा होएगा कोई ना कोई, तो उसके हिसाब से उसको बंदे को अंदर भेजा जाता है एंड कीपिंग दैट थिंग इन माइंड कि उसके पास पासपोर्ट वगैरह हो या उसकी आइडेंटिफिकेशन वगैरह उसके साथ में हो, ठीक है। तो द 3 parts give the candidate the opportunity to use a range of different speaking skills. मतलब स्पीकिंग स्किल्स में कई ऐसी चीजें होती हैं जो आपने इन 3 पार्ट में करनी होती है। आज के स्पीकिंग टेस्ट में 3 पार्ट होते हैं, ठीक है। उन तीनों पार्टों में लाइक यू हैव टू यूज योर स्पीकिंग स्किल्स, like the way you actually express yourself, the way you actually form ideas and actually blend ideas also, and then thereafter elaborate yourself using the different kind of connectors along with. So there are lots of things that are to be seen in the speaking exam. तो इसी वजह से बोलते हैं कि लाइक हमें घर पे भी आदत थोड़ी थोड़ी डालनी चाहिए कि दैट whenever we want to speak. Ronit, are you getting it?
Sir, yes.
Okay, beta. Now what is the timing for the exam? तो very clearly it is mentioned there कि हमारे पास कितना टाइम होता है, 11 से 14 मिनट में आपका टेस्ट खत्म हो जाता है, ठीक है। कई बच्चे एग्जाम देके बाहर निकलते हैं तो बोलते हैं यार मेरे से तो इतने ज्यादा क्वेश्चन पूछे ही नहीं, मेरे बैंड स्कोर कम तो नहीं हो जाएंगे। ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता। इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन द अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ द टाइम फॉर द एग्जामिनर, लाइक द एग्जामिनर समटाइम्स यूज्ड टू गेट बिजी एंड दैट इज व्हाई समटाइम्स क्या होता है वो मतलब जांच परख उनकी इतनी होती है, दे नो दैट कि इस बंदे में कैपेबिलिटी है, तो इस बंदे से मैंने इतने क्वेश्चंस पूछने हैं या क्या पूछना है, ये सारा उनके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है। डोंट मेक एनी गेस वर्क अबाउट इट कि वेदर यू आर डूइंग इट वेल और नॉट, एंड इट ऑल डिपेंड्स अपॉन योर कॉन्फिडेंस ओनली। फर्स्ट थिंग कम्स द कॉन्फिडेंस ओनली। लाइक अगर आप गलत चीज को भी एक कॉन्फिडेंट वे में अगर आप एक्सप्रेस करते हो, देन स्टिल दे कंसिडर इट टू बी द प्लस पॉइंट, बिकॉज एटलीस्ट बंदा वहां पे बैठ के बोल रहा है एंड इज ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्रेस हिमसेल्फ, ठीक है। तो एग्जामिनर वहां पे जो होता है वो हेल्पफुल एक असिस्टेंट होता है आपका। वो आपको चेक करने के लिए या आपको जजमेंट देने के लिए वहां पे नहीं बैठा होता, वो आपकी असिस्टेंस भी साथ साथ में करता है। नॉट ओनली चेकिंग बट ऑल्सो हेल्पिंग एंड असिस्टिंग यू। तो वो साथ एक ऐसा ही होता है कि आपका दोस्त ही बैठा होता है सामने, एग्जामिनर, और उसने आपसे इसी वजह से क्वेश्चंस पूछ रहे हैं ताकि आपका टेस्ट क्लियर हो जाए। ऐसी ऐसी मेंटेलिटी लेके चले जाओगे वहां पे पेपर में, तो देन डेफिनेटली योर एग्जाम इज गोइंग टू गेट क्लियर। अगर आप ऐसी मेंटेलिटी लेके जाओगे कि दैट यार वो तो मेरे मेरे से क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा था, उसका एटीट्यूड डिफरेंट था एंड ऑल दैट स्टफ, देन यू वोंट बी एबल टू एक्चुअली गेट थ्रू द एग्जाम। और मिनिमम स्कोर तो 6 आना ही चाहिए, बिकॉज दैट कैलिबर मस्ट बी देयर इन एवरी पर्सन बिफोर गोइंग टू एक्चुअली द एग्जामिनेशन हॉल। तो वो होना ही चाहिए कि दैट एटलीस्ट मेरे 6 बैंड तो आए ही आए, ठीक है। तो 6 बैंड आने के लिए क्या चाहिए, क्या है आपको कि बहुत सी ऐसी चीजें होती हैं दैट यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड। तो सबसे पहले तो मैंने आपको टाइमिंग बता दी दैट 11 to 14 मिनट्स, एंड इफ यू विल प्रैक्टिस बिफोर द मिरर आल्सो to speak continuously for 14 minutes in English about different questions related to your life, related to your like likings and disliking, and also about your opinion making, like when you make your opinion and how you actually make your opinion and express your opinion, actually basically why you have kept your that opinion in the last part, or particularly in the third part of your examination. If you are actually expressing your opinion in an elaborative way and giving reasons and the kind of supporting ideas to the same, then definitely it is a plus point. Then you will easily get your 7 band or 6.5 bands or whatsoever bands are expected by you. तो आप जैसे भी आज सोचते हो वैसे आपके बैंड स्कोर आ जाएंगे, बट डिपेंडिंग अपॉन कि आप कितनी प्रेपरेशन करते हो, ठीक है। अगर आपको समझ आ रहा है तो मेरे को साथ साथ में बताते जाना कि सर मेरे को क्लियर है, एंड अगर जब मैं पूछूं, ठीक है, सो बी अटेंटिव इन दैट केस। तो इन केस इफ समबडी एल्स इज आल्सो कमिंग, तो लेट मी नो दैट, ओके, टेक केयर। तो उसके बाद आ
Okay.
गया हमारा, या काइंडली कीप इट ऑफ टिल व्हेन आई स्पीक, ओके, या थैंक यू। सो हियर इट इज स्पीकिंग फॉर्मेट हमारा क्या आ गया, पार्ट 1, पार्ट 2, पार्ट 3 में तीन तीन पार्ट्स की बात कर रहा हूँ। थोड़ा सा मैं इसको इकट्ठा करके बता देता हूँ, या यहाँ पे देख सकते हो आप। एंड नाउ वी विल कम टू द पार्ट 1 ओनली। We will focus on the part 1, and you can see that what is the timing for the part 1. In part 1 you will have to actually stay connected to your questions for 4 to 5 minutes, and it is very common part. And here you get to know about the examiner get to know about you, and you both become introduced to each other. And like make sure that when you are watching the person very carefully, so that you may be feeling that the person is very friendly with you and is known to you, and is not an unknown identity. So that it may give you a kind of friendly feeling, or the environment would be, or ambience would be quite supportive to you. Then like if surrounding is good, then definitely you will feel good, and feel good feeling has to be there before sitting over there for other parts, other two parts. So first part mein bada easy questions पूछते हैं वो, like they ask about yourself, your home, family, job, studies, interest and other familiar topics. बात ये नहीं है कि दैट आपको ये क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं, बात ये होती है आपकी कि क्या आप उनका आंसर जो वो एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे होते हैं कि दैट आर यू एबल टू गिव दैट आंसर इन दैट वे और नॉट. बेसिकली वो जब आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं, देन दे वांट टू सी दैट थिंग द पर्सन हैज अ कैलिबर टू स्टे कॉन्फिडेंट इवन इन अ फॉरेन कंट्री. तो वहां पे वो कैसे बिहेव करेगा, वो कैसे अपना आंसर देगा, वो कैसे अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस करेगा, और कौन सी एक्सप्रेशंस को यूज करेगा. डज द पर्सन हैव द क्वालिटी to actually express themselves in a very skillful way or communicatively strong way, और normally बंदा बोलता है. ठीक है, तो वो डिपेंड करता है, उसके हिसाब से ही आपके बैंड स्कोर दिए जाते हैं. देन जो आपके बारे में पूछा जाता है, दैट मींस दैट इज योर इंट्रोडक्शन पार्ट. तो उसको हम इंट्रोडक्शन पार्ट भी बोल देते हैं, पर इंट्रोडक्शन में ऐसा नहीं होता कि वो आपसे बोलते चलो भी अपने आप को इंट्रोड्यूस करो. तो दैट इज नॉट इंट्रोडक्शन. That's not introduction. Like if somebody says that, like introduce yourself, it's not my name is this, my father's name is this. It's not that introduction they are asking about you. So they want to know about you, so that they may get familiar with you, and would try to ask you questions related to yourself. That is why they ask you the questions about your home, about your liking, about your disliking, like what your preferences are, what your like interests are or studies are, or if you have done something in the science, then the next part can be about the science also. They must have some kind of cue cards or something which would be anticipated by them to be related to your life, or related to your skills. तो आपके स्किल से रिलेटेड वैसे कोई चीजें वो पूछ लेते हैं. तो ये आपसे वो क्वेश्चंस पूछते जाएंगे वो 4 to 5 मिनट के लिए अप्रोक्सीमेटली. क्लियर है?
Sir, yes.
या इंट्रोडक्शन एंड इंटरव्यू, दैट इज द इंट्रोडक्शन एंड इंटरव्यू पार्ट. बिकॉज यहाँ पे वो आपसे फेमिलियर होंगे. सबसे पहले तो वो ये पूछेंगे लाइक डू यू लाइक शो योर आईडी और समथिंग. तो आप अपना पासपोर्ट वगैरह दिखाओगे उनको, एंड व्हेन यू गोना शो द पासपोर्ट, एंड दे विल बी टेलिंग द एग्जामिनीज नेम एंड एग्जामिनर नेम टू द रिकॉर्डर देयर. वहाँ पे एक रिकॉर्डर पड़ा होएगा. वो रिकॉर्डर में आपकी वॉइस और उसकी वॉइस, दोनों की वॉइस वहाँ पे रिकॉर्ड होती है. or something is there to as an equipment to actually judge you out, so that वो recording आपकी record हो, ताकि बाद में judgment जो है वो उसको assimilate करके फिर judgment दी जाए. So that is why that there is a recorder. That is why the person is going to say that like the examiner number is this, examinee's number is that, and then दोनों का number बोला जाता है. तो बोलने के बाद then what happens is कि वो then he or she may say that like, okay, let's begin with your introduction. Tell me something about yourself, or tell me something about your name, or your home, or something. So he or she will start with some questions related to you. तो देन वो ऐसे ही क्वेश्चंस चलते रहेंगे. लाइक शी इज गोइंग टू थ्रेड अप द क्वेश्चंस लाइक 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, ऐसे ऐसे करके चलते जाएंगे. अगर आपकी होम से शुरू किया गया है, होम में कौन कौन है, कौन अच्छा है, कौन नहीं है, ठीक है, और कैसी जॉब आपको पसंद है. लाइक is it the like your job category of the job is quite sedentary, or you like the jobs which are more physical or something. So वो आपको कैसी जॉब पसंद है, वो ऐसे क्वेश्चंस पूछेंगे. एंड देन अबाउट द स्टडीज, आपने कौन सी स्टडीज पहले की हैं, एंड व्हाट काइंड ऑफ स्टडीज डू यू थिंक दैट यू वुड डू इन द फ्यूचर, और समथिंग related to all such very basic questions will be asked. It's not like the tough questions or abstract questions will be asked. That would be in the third part only. So there you have to give your opinion also. Here also, if you are trying to put your opinion, I don't think so it is required. In the first part, they simply want you to answer the question and give one reason for that. It's not like that is mandatory that you have to give the reason for that. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता वहाँ पे ऐसा कुछ वहाँ पे मतलब hard and fast rule नहीं है that you have to give the reply after giving reply you have to give a supporting idea. It is not mandatory. But I would recommend you that we should provide supporting ideas for whatever thought process we have. अभी ऐसा तो हुआ नहीं कि व्हाट इज योर नेम, अगर कोई पूछ ले आपसे व्हाट्स योर नेम और उसके बाद आपसे आप अब ये थोड़ी सोचोगे कि उसका वाई क्या होएगा, ठीक है ना? तो ऐसे ये नॉर्मल क्वेश्चंस के लिए नहीं होता. व्हाट इज योर नेम, यू कैन से माय माय नेम इज माय फुल नेम इज दिस और दैट और हिमांशु दत्ता और व्हाट यू वांट टू से, जो भी आपका नाम है. But do not say that my name is Himanshu Datta because ऐसे थोड़ी हो सकता है. So वहां पे हमारी कॉमन सेंस चलनी चाहिए कि कहाँ पे मेरे को सपोर्टिंग आइडिया देने हैं, कहाँ पे मेरे को सपोर्टिंग आइडिया नहीं देने हैं. ठीक है, अगर मेरे इंटरेस्ट के बारे में पूछा कि दैट व्हाई आई लाइक द इवनिंग टाइम टू गो आउट फॉर सम यू नो इंटरेस्ट और समथिंग, then you can say that I love the evening time because I feel relaxed at that time and my all the activities of the day work gets over. They get over, sorry, and then I become free. Yeah. Anything you wanna ask?
Sir, no.
Okay. Now you see that that was in the first part and very common thing. उसके बाद आ गया हमारा second part. What is in the second part? We see that there is independent long term. It's quite clearly written. It is independent. Independent का मतलब हो गया कि that you are not dependent upon the examiner now. ठीक है, तो एग्जामिनर ने आपको क्या कर देना है कि आपको एक क्वेश्चन दे देना है. ठीक है, लाइक दैट वुड बी अ क्यू कार्ड. इसको हम बोलते हैं क्यू कार्ड. क्यू कार्ड में क्या होता है कि आपके पास 1 मिनट होता है उस क्यू कार्ड को रेडी करने के लिए. ठीक है, you will get 1 minute or 1.5 minute or something whatsoever time which will be given by the examiner. तो उसके हिसाब से आप एक मिनट के लिए आपको टाइम दिया जाएगा and then you have to prepare that cue card. Okay, kindly keep your mic off. So you will be actually I'm trying to tell you that kindly keep your mic off.
Sir, Basanta mic is on.
Basant, kindly keep your mic off, beta. The voice is getting repeated. Sorry. So now we are continuing with that. Like in independent long run, you will get one cue card, and before starting the cue card, the person is going to actually let you know before that. You know. Now we are coming to the second part. The person is going to say something like that. Now we are coming to the second part. I would give you a cue card. If you are not aware of it, then I would tell you that like I would give you a cue card. There would be a question on it and there would be some kind of supporting questions along with, and then you have 1 minute to prepare your question. uh, and after that one, you can start answering your question at the beep of whatever like equipment would be kept there. And then if like you need to be stopped and I would let you know through some kind of indication or something. The examiner is going to speak something like that. The language won't be the same, but the intention would be the same. Like you have to stop at the juncture when the uh, person is trying to indicate something through the hands or with the eye gesture. You have to be careful about it because you know, keeping an eye contact becomes very important over there. It is not that you're going to get a marks for something related to that, but it's obviously you will be able to actually stop only at the right juncture or at the right moment when you're gonna see eye to eye to the person. So that's why it's very much important that when you are giving the answer for the cue card, then you have to have eye to eye connection alongside you can see downside. Okay, like people have this kind of confusion that they cannot see on the paper back again like the on the cue card, and they simply have to actually answer it in the hierarchical order or a certain system, has to be followed. It's not like that. You can see down there again and try to actually connect those two questions along with through a connector, or a certain idea that it would look natural that you're going to the next question and next question. I will give you one example. For example, if somebody is asking you the question, which is your favorite dish? Okay. Why is that your favorite dish? When did you eat it for the first time? And like, what are the different benefits of it? Or if you know about how to make it or not, and how often do you eat that one? So many questions were there. The flurry of questions should come in a logical order. It should not be like in number wise. It should be in a sequence. It should be a logical coherence. There should be a coherence between your ideas when you are answering the question. Are you getting my point, both of you?
Sir, yes.
Okay, that's fine. So try to understand this thing, that when a cue card is given, you will be getting only a minute, only a single minute. And in single minute, it is not like everybody's cup of tea that they are able to actually make answer in a go at a short notice. You cannot make answer at a short notice like that. So that is why I would say that always that practice is the key. So you have to practice within 1 minute, that whether you are able to assemble all your questions in a go or not. And there are some strategies that I have already created on YouTube, or even if you want to actually know them, then you have to stay connected with my like sessions like that. This is my first session with my students, and then you have to stay connected with that, and I'll be telling you about the strategies that how to actually answer the cue card very easily, without even making any kind of fuss, or without even making any kind of problem, or creating any issue for yourself. Okay, it's very easy thing to be done, so nothing to be worried about. Now, just a minute. I will just go to the information. Now you are given a topic verbally. Verbally means in a spoken language. आपको spoken language में आपको बताया जाएगा कि भाई आपको एक topic दिया गया है on a card. You have a minute to prepare this talk, and you speak for 1 to 2 minutes on the topic. ये टॉपिक किसके बारे में हो सकता है? किसी बंदे के बारे में हो सकता है, किसी जगह के बारे में हो सकता है, किसी ऑब्जेक्ट के बारे में, या किसी इवेंट के बारे में हो सकता है, कि आप जहाँ पे गए और आपने क्या देखा, क्यों देखा, फलाना ढिमकड़ा एंड ऑल दैट. Every and anything and every nook and corner can be touched, you know. And this has to be of 3 to 4 minutes, obviously. 3 to 4 minutes. 1 minute for the preparation, 2 minute minimum for your answer. And if there would be any kind of lingering question, or kind of connected question, 1 or 2 questions can be added to that by the like examiner, the person who is going to ask you the questions. Got it? So 3 to 4 minutes would be the ultimate time for this particular thing. And then thereafter comes the next one, third part, which is the top notch, and I believe I assume it as most interesting part of your examination. In this one, you express yourself to the ultimate of your opportunities, like whatsoever comes in your way, you try to thrash it away through the opinions and your perspectives. अपने पर्सपेक्टिव दे के, अपनी सोच को बता के कि मेरा व्यू इसलिए ऐसा है, मैं ये इसलिए सोचता हूँ कि धूम्रपान करना अच्छा नहीं है, मैं इसलिए सोचता हूँ कि स्मोकिंग करना अच्छा नहीं है, क्योंकि इससे हमारे क्या क्या नुकसान होते हैं. यू विल बी टेलिंग देम द नुकसान वन बाय वन. ठीक है ना? तो आप उनको अपने जो लाइक द लूप होल्स, द ड्रॉबैक्स, द प्रॉब्लम्स, द इश्यूज दैट कम जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ स्मोकिंग, you will be telling them one by one. Okay, I personally believe that smoking is injurious to health, since is one of the way to actually tell the reasons. Okay, so since I would say that it harms your lungs, and most probably everybody know that lungs are the like most important organ of our body, which actually provides us the oxygen, and also the voice that we speak with. So if the lungs are not working properly, then definitely it is going to cause a like a great harm for the words to come out of the mouth also, and even in the breathing we'll have the breathing issue. And then if you go for running or something, like it won't be anything of benefit until or unless you are keeping yourself fit. And you if you don't smoke, then definitely there would be some benefit. You can speak about the either of the side. If you don't smoke or if you smoke. If you smoke, what are the negative points? If you don't smoke, what are the benefits of not doing the smoking? So either way, you are on win-win situation. Like, you need nothing to worry about. You need not to worry about that right at the moment, because I'm just trying to explain it in the introductory part only. मैं आपको सिर्फ ये समझा रहा हूँ कि इसमें कौन कौन से क्वेश्चंस कैसे कैसे आते हैं, मैं सिर्फ आपको ये बताने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. एंड यू विल बी एबल टू ग्रास्प देम इजीली. और तभी आपको समझ आएगा कि दैट हमारे जो आंसर्स हैं, व्हेन एवर वी आर आंसरिंग इवन इन आवर आईसीएसई बोर्ड, और हमारे आईसीएसई बोर्ड में हम जब अपने आंसर्स को फ्रेम करते हैं, बड़े शॉर्ट फॉर्म में हम फ्रेम करके छोड़ देते हैं. दैट्स नॉट राइट. यू हैव टू बी इलेबोरेटिव इन स्पेशली इन द थर्ड पार्ट ऑफ योर पेपर, दैट इज डिस्कशन. डिस्कशन का मतलब समझते हो ना आप? डू यू अंडरस्टैंड द मीनिंग ऑफ डिस्कशन?
Sir, yes.
तो डिस्कशन में बेसिकली होता क्या है, लाइक यू हैव टू गिव योर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. तो उस बंदे ने आपके पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से भी क्वेश्चंस निकालने होते हैं कि दैट आपका अगर ये पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है भाई, क्यों है भाई. So then you have to actually, it's just I'm giving you a superficial picture of the examination. There is also like very important factor कि आप language कैसे use कर रहे हो. What kind of words are you actually using there? What kind of phrases are you actually beautifying your answers with? So all such things come into play. It's not like the way I have said it. I mean to say that like basically these are the three parts that you have to work on. तो आपको समझ आ गया? अभी अभी मेरे को बता सकते हो क्या नाम है? सबसे पहले तो क्या नाम है अपना, रोनित, कैन यू प्लीज टेल मी व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट थ्री पार्ट्स? आई एम वेटिंग फॉर योर रिप्लाई, रोनित.
Sir, pronunciation, grammatical range, and
That's another thing. That is another thing. I'm saying that I haven't even touched that topic. You are talking about pronunciation. I haven't touched that topic. I'm talking about the things that we have done. Just talk about those three parts which are to be in your examination. Just only that. Only the headings must be known to you. What comes in the first part of your examination?
sir, introduction and interview.
Very good. And what comes in the second part of the examination, Basant? Is he there?
Sir, no.
Okay, you tell me the answer then.
Sir, second part, in which the examiner
Try yourself. It's okay.
in which examiner,
There was a certain word I used for a card. That was a cue card. Okay, what was that? How much time the examiner is going to give you for preparation of the second part?
Sir, for the second part, the examiner gave us for one or half minute to prepare the cue card.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, actually, my phone is, that it's so young like me. So that is why. a minute. Let me come back to the main thing again. So here it is. Okay, sorry. Yeah. I hope it is visible again.
Sir, yes.
Okay. So I was talking about the second part of the exam. What is in the second part?
Sir, second part, examiner gave us a cue card to prepare. We have to prepare that cue card answers in 1.5 minutes.
1 minute actually. They won't give you more than 1 minute, but you have to speak for 2 minutes to the approximate time. Can you please check once, like, is it visible on YouTube or not?
Sir,
Because
1 minute.
I came back again. No? चेक कर लिया?
Sir, yes, it is live.
ओके चलो ठीक है. सो अभी तो बात होगी कि हाँ कि इसमें पेपर में क्या होता है. हमारे पेपर में हमें पता लग गया कि पेपर का एक सिस्टम है. उसमें फर्स्ट पार्ट है, सेकंड पार्ट है, थर्ड पार्ट है. उस थर्ड ये तीनों पार्ट इंटरकनेक्टेड हैं. ऐसा तो है नहीं कि उठ उठ के आप जाओगे वहां से रूम से उठ के जाओगे. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. इट विल बी कंटिन्यूअस प्रोसेस लाइक यू फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट मिनट टिल 14th minute or first minute till 12th minute you will be there for giving the answers. So make yourself so comfortable in answering at least those questions which are related to you, because the examination completely is related to your life. So I think so, like if the person is unable to answer the questions which are related to his or her life, the person obviously has to become a little bit extrovert, instead of actually keeping the feeling inside, like just burying them inside your heart. Okay, it won't be good thing. Okay, even it will make you expressive if you're gonna use this examination system. What I felt is actually it should be within the school system itself. Like examination has to be in the school system itself, so that everyone would be able to actually grasp these four important cornerstones, like the thing that you started talking about: pronunciation, fluency, grammar, and all lexical resource. All these four things are very much important. So here you see how everything has an assessment criteria. अगर आपके टीचर आपको नंबर देते हैं किसी क्वेश्चन में, पहले आपके क्वेश्चन स्टार्ट होते हैं कि भाई आपके शॉर्ट क्वेश्चंस आ गए, फिर शॉर्ट क्वेश्चंस के बाद आपके लॉन्ग क्वेश्चंस आ गए, फिर फिल इन दी ब्लैंक्स आ गई. हर एक के नंबर डिफरेंट डिफरेंट है. हर एक के नंबर डिफरेंट डिफरेंट है. जस्ट अ मिनट अगेन आई हैव टू कम बैक. तो हर एक के मैं बात ये कर रहा कि दैट हर एक के नंबर डिफरेंट डिफरेंट होते हैं. सेम वे इसको क्राइटेरिया को जज करने के लिए हमारे पास, सॉरी, पेपर को जज करने के लिए हमारे पास एक क्राइटेरिया होना चाहिए, हमारे पास एक सिस्टम चाहिए. तो वो सिस्टम जो है, दैट्स व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट फर्स्ट. ठीक है, उसके बारे में हम बात करेंगे अभी. जैसे कि आपने बोला ही था, लाइक यू स्टार्टेड टॉकिंग अबाउट प्रोनाउंसिएशन एंड ऑल दैट स्टफ. ठीक है, तो the aim of this test is to assess your ability to communicate effectively, how effective you can answer your questions, and the interviewers considers this ability in the 4 different ways. तो ये समझते हैं कि इंटरव्यूअर्स जो ये समझते हैं कि अगर हम इन 4 चीजों को देख लेंगे तो आपके नंबर आपको अच्छे मिल जाएंगे. ठीक है, फ्लुएंसी एंड कोहेरेंस, क्या आपको पता है इसके बारे में कुछ?
Sir, no.
हाँ, फ्लुएंसी होती है कि दैट हाउ naturally you are providing your answers and without any breaks, without any kind of break you are giving your answer and most probably, like, if your phrases, if your statements are coming naturally, you will be able to answer, like, you are you providing supporting ideas to that or not, and you do you have the reasoning for your whatever so answer you are providing. Coherence means like how interrelated your statements are, and if you are not relating those statements within that, then definitely you will lose your points. Let me tell you that how they would divide it. 25% marks would be given for that, 25% marks would be given for that, and 25 for this, and 25 for this. That in total it would become your 100%. Okay, so that's how they are going to actually divide this whole system. अभी lexical resource समझते हो? What is a lexical resource?
No.
Lexical resources, your vocabulary. Actually, lexical resources, basically, when we say lexical and non-lexical words, non-lexicals are those like, helping verb and all that stuff. Yeah, like is, am, are, was, were, जिनके कोई और वर्ड्स नहीं बन सकते ना, तो यहाँ पे लेक्सिकल वर्ड्स कौन से होते हैं? नाउन, एडजेक्टिव, एडवर्ब, या फिर वर्ब। ये वॉइस क्यों रिपीट हो रही है? ओके, ओके, नाउ नाउन, एडजेक्टिव, एडवर्ब या वर्ब या कुछ भी ऐसे आपस में जो बदल जाते हैं, वो सारे लेक्सिकल वर्ड्स होते हैं, कि सो दैट यू मे व्हाई यू शुड नो अबाउट लेक्सिकल रिसोर्सेज। लेक्सिकल रिसोर्स से ही आपको पता लगेगा कि दैट वन वर्ड कैन बी इंटरचेंज इनटू द अदर फॉर्म, और देयर आर सम सिनोनिम्स, देयर आर सम अदर वर्ड्स which can be replaced to the previous used word. So if the lexical resource is clear to you, then definitely you are going to enhance your vocabulary a lot. And for increasing your vocabulary, I have mentioned many of the application to my students. Word Hippo, you can download that one. You can actually grasp lots of words, synonyms, antonyms related to that. And then there are some other applications and even the dictionaries I mentioned to my students, like Peter Collins dictionary, Peter Collins pocket dictionary. Once you go through that, that is also good. And Livio, like offline dictionary, in your mobile phone. So you can keep that one and increase your stuff of knowledge related to the words. And it's not only the words should be known to you in that way. You should know the words so that you may be able to, you know, what I should say, you may be able to actually exchange them, like when the need arises, like you're changing the noun form to the verb form and the verb form to the adjective form, or simply you're changing into the different forms, so that you're trying to show the examiner your capability to actually change the word in different forms. Not only that, but antonyms, synonyms, and all that. So that is the lexical resource, your vocabulary option, or like vocabulary part. Coherence, I told you, interrelatedness of your statement and the fluency. That means there won't be any such intricacies as far as the breaks are concerned. Your breaks are natural. It doesn't mean that you can't give breaks, but those breaks must not be to think of any idea. It should not be like that. It should be like simply you're taking the break just because it is a natural stuff in your expression of ideas. So it should not be like you're trying to push in through. So it should be natural one. Now, next one is grammatical range, your grammar, what kind of construction are you using and how accurate those constructions are. Are you using something like so abstract in the language? And speaking is that examination where you can use idiomatic expressions. S- So idiomatic expressions are possible to be used in this one. So idioms, that is why whatsoever idioms that come in your syllabus, please go through them very carefully and with full interest. Okay, now the last part, that is pronunciation. How you are pronouncing the words accurately, or how attractively or emphatically you are trying to express yourself in a better way as far as the pronunciation of the different words are concerned. Okay, is concerned, sorry. So you have to, if you are correcting like the way I'm correcting myself also, that will also has an impact of on your scoring. Same thing is with all these parts. And make sure that when the pronunciation, for pronunciation, you are following my IPA videos. Like in IPA, I have my IPA means International Phonetic Alphabet. I made 2 live sessions on International Phonetic Alphabet, in which I explained about like how we need to pronunciate the vowels and how we need to pronunciate the consonants. So you can check them out, so that you may enhance your pronunciation level. Okay. Now you see, I mentioned that 25% each, all criteria have equal weighting. Weighting means like the kind of value it has is the same. Every of the element has the same, you know. Now you see that, um are you there?
So yes.
Yeah. What are the different functions, what are the different functions that come into play when you are giving your speaking exam? जब आप अपना speaking exam देते हो तो कौन कौन सी चीजें मतलब काम में आती हैं? What are the different points that come into play? So these are the different points. Okay. So thereafter we will start talking about tips of part one in the next session, but we are going to talk about the functions right away. Got it? तो आपको कैसा लगा कि आपको समझ आ रहा है सारा कुछ?
So yes.
Okay. So once you are done with it, try to actually see that again so that you may be able to memorize the things thoroughly, that this is the way the exam will be taken, and that is what I need to know. So now the first thing is like here is providing personal and non personal information in the beginning itself. In the first part itself, you're giving your personal information, and sometimes some of the questions are would be non-personal, which won't be related to you, but to the other members of the family, or can be something related to you, but indirectly. Now, next is you would be asked to give the opinions and justifying opinions, like why your opinion is in a certain way, why you say that कि हाँ कि अगर ऐसा है तो ऐसा क्यों है, आपने अपना ओपिनियन देना है। और उसमें दे डोंट थिंक लाइक कि आप बार बार सेम वर्ड को यूज करो। मान लो अगर आपने एक बार ओपिनियन दिया दैट यू से दैट इन माय व्यू दिस इज दैट, और अगर आपने दोबारा से किसी अगले क्वेश्चन में आपने फिर से व्यू देने के लिए लाइक यू हैव यूज्ड दैट इन माय व्यू, दैट इज नॉट राइट। you have to change that one. You have to show the variety of different phrases that you know for expressing a certain element. Okay, element of speaking. Like here I said that in my view, or as far as my perspective is concerned in this regard, I would say that, or try to change that. Try to what we say, paraphrase that in a simple language, so that the person would think that you know the art of actually rephrasing the things in the simple language. अगर आपको वो चीज आती है, then I think you are the best. It would be an icing on the cake. तो ये याद रखना इस चीज को। ठीक है। नेक्स्ट इज एक्सप्रेसिंग लाइक्स एंड डिसलाइक। अगर आप किसी चीज को लाइक करते हो, कैसे उसके लिए कोई वर्ड्स यूज करने हैं। हमेशा एक ही वर्ड को यूज नहीं कर सकते कि दैट I like this because that, or you can say that I love this. I love singing. I love dancing. I love this. All the times you can't say I love, I love, I love, I love. You have to change that one. You have to vibrate your language, or show the vibrancy in your language by saying it in a different way. I I feel mm, exalted, or I feel always excited to sing songs. I love singing songs, or I believe singing is my life. You can say it differently. Three of them have something as same as that, but still they are expressed in a different way. समझ रहे हो मेरी बात को मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ?
So yes.
हाँ, तीनों चीजें है सेम ही है, बट एक्सप्रेशन different हो गया उसमें. So that is what I'm saying, like vocabulary, the way to express yourself has to be ultimate, and that ultimatum comes only when you actually try to actually vibrate from the what we say, that a stable position. You have to go to one side and the other side. And most important point, I could not mention that one, that was rise and fall of pitch of your sound. It should not be monotonous. It should be like this, and then the voice should be like changing voice. It should not be same. Are you getting my point? if that is the if that is the middle level, and once you started speaking it was slow, and you reached to that point, and you spoke for a while, and then it stayed high, and then you came down, and again it remains still, but not that low, and then you went up again. That means the voice, when you speak, your answers must not be kept same or monotonous. We say that monotone. It should not be a monotone, like same tone, single tone. There should be, rise and fall of the pitch of your sound. Got it? Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then you have to give your reasons also. Sometimes there would be questions where you have to provide your reasons. It's not that every time the teacher is going to, or the examiner is going to tell you why, but you have to understand by your common sense that there is obviously my reason must be given. So that's there. Then explaining and describing in detail, like when you are actually trying to express yourself and explain a certain moment of your life, then you have to have the ability to add details into that, like why you like that one and when you went to that place. And in that one, describing and explaining something, in that one, the most important factor that comes into play is your vocabulary of senses. Sense words, different senses we have. Sense of, sorry, we say that touch, sense of hearing, all other things, like of there are five senses that we have. Vision also is there. So whatsoever vocabulary is possible to be accumulate that one for describing different things. Like it was a small box, I think it was in square shape, brown color, and there was some kind of stripes that were made on the like the plank of the table, and at the corner of the table there was some kind of plastic use which was in brown color, but dark brown color, so that it may not harm anyone who is touching the table. Are you getting the picture in the mind or not?
Sir, yes.
So that's what I'm saying. So when you say some words, the picture must be created, like, because the picture speaks 1,000 words. So that's comes into play here. Uh, if you are able to picturize things for the examiner, that means there is nothing as good as that. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then thereafter, pointing out both the positive and the negative aspect. Whenever you're answering your questions, are you able to express only the positive of these or the negatives also? So if you are able to express both of them, and blending them with the connectors is very, very important. So for example, you have started speaking about the benefits of actually studying hard at night. Then there would be some loopholes also. Once you have started comparing them, that means your task is done. For example, you have started with, like, I think studying at night has lots of benefits. Since there is no noise, any person can actually concentrate well and focus on the task given. However, there is a very big loophole that you become insomniac or you have some problem with the sleeplessness. And then that becomes a sleeplessness disorder. which can be a major reason for lots of diseases like cardiac arrest or some mental diseases as well. And person can also fall into the stress or some kind of anxiety someone can suffer. So all should come naturally. So you should know that, like when I'm starting any answer, then I have to start with the natural flow and answer. If answer has some kind of mistakes grammatically, so you would be you won't be losing your all the bands. That means if you are keeping the flow, that will give you the score for fluency and coherence. And coherence, that means interrelatedness. And then if you are keeping your like grammar portion very weak, so you will lose the score in the grammar portion only, not in all the parts. So make sure that one, you are not thinking and or worrying about the grammatical constructions over there. You would be worrying about that you are able to actually answer the question. That's more important, rather than just thinking about, whether I'm grammatically correct or not. So one portion cannot actually take all the credit. So here there are other points pointing out the I mentioned that one, suggesting, you can give your suggestion also, like why something should be adopted or not. So discussing the situations as they were in the past. So how in the past the things were, and now what's the difference between the past and the present. Okay, speculating, that means you're claiming something. Okay, imaging the situation as they might be in the future, that means you're claiming that something will have happen in the future. Okay, you're claiming about it. Express a preference, you are trying to say that my preference on, like, from tea to coffee is this or that, that why I want the coffee, not the tea. So you will have to give the reasons for the same. Okay, then comes a comparing and contrasting. It's beautiful thing, let me tell you, the most beautiful thing in English, particularly I like about speaking exam, is comparing and contrasting. Because here the whole brainstorming stuff comes into play whenever you compare, whenever you contrast between the two things. Because comparing is something like you're talking about the similarities too, but in contrast you're talking about the opposite points between the things. So all such points. So then summarizing, you're trying to actually sequentially say that, like, firstly this, secondly that, last but not the least that, something like that. Okay, but there you're trying to express your variety of the knowledge that you have with you about the different words and the knowledge of the words. Okay, then narrating and paraphrasing. I told you paraphrasing is the topmost skill that you one should have. Like, um, when you are rephrasing and paraphrasing the questions into your own language, the person gets to know, the examiner gets to know that the person has the ability to actually rephrase questions in a simple way. Analyze means like you're trying to examine the things carefully, and then thereafter you are able to reply them. तो आप उसको reply करने के काबिल बनते हो. ठीक है. And then repairing a conversation, that how for example during the examination you went in the wrong direction and you were unable to actually come back from the conversation, from the bad point of the conversation. That means you are unable to repair yourself from that conversation. So repairing a conversation is also important, that coming to the same point. Okay, oh my, like if, for example, if you were wrong somewhere, but to the another thing, like you can say that if we add another point to that, then like this point can be added to the opposition of my ideas. So there also you're trying to reprimand, or you're trying to actually repair the things up, or mending up the walls. So that mending of the walls must be done within the given period of time. It should not look unnatural, it should be all natural. So there are lots of things that you can actually talk about and think of, whenever you have a question in your mind. Like, if a teacher is asking you any question about globalization or something. Okay, then what's your preference or the personal information that you know about globalization? what is your opinion about the globalization? Is it good or is it bad? Can you justify your opinion or not? Like why you think that it is good or bad? So do you like it or not or whatsoever? What do you like the most in the globalization part? Okay. So think of all such questions and you will be able to get like I have lots of things to work on and lots of things to, cover up so that I may be able to answer the questions very much thoroughly. Did you get my point?
Yes, sir.
So that's what I wanted to tell you today. And I hope so that it was a bit beneficial to you. And once the live session would be done over, then you can check it out again on YouTube later on. So till then, I would say bye bye. Take care. Now I have to go to sleep.
Okay, sir. Bye.
Bye